Congressman Louie Gohmert joins us this morning, bright and early. Congressman, good to see you, sir.
Welcome.
It's great to see you. Thank you.
All right, I mentioned 7,600 documents the Attorney General has provided. He's testified 8 times. What do you fear he is holding back when it comes to the Fast and Furious investigation?
It's not what I fear he's holding back. It's very clear. I mean, the first tranche that they produced, I went through them. There were all these memos, and yet the people closest to him that we find out know what went on, including himself. No memos from him, no emails from him, no orders from him. So either he is the most incompetent Attorney General ever, or they are covering up all of the documents from the top levels, the emails, all those. Let's find out who it is. And go back a year ago, I said, when did you first learn? He says, oh, a few weeks ago. And then the next time he comes, you mentioned the multiple times he's been there, he comes back in and said, well, you know, it turns out it was months before. Well, he got outed because somebody else said, oh, no, I know he knew about it months before that. And he said, months, weeks, what's the difference? Look, the guy has not been honest, and I can help him with the leak thing. He can just go look on broadcast. You got Joe Biden outing SEAL Team 6 in a public interview. Biden outed the undisclosed location. You've got the New York Times tells you who was in the room, so he can save all the time in looking for who the leaks were. It's out there in public,
do you think
and he
that
can
Biden
work on this job.
Do you think that Biden is the source of these other leaks that we've been talking about?
Now, my point is that they leak. Last time, old quote, last time there was a leak like this, Noah built himself an ark. I mean, everybody seems to be leaking at the top levels. Ask the New York Times. It ought to be clear. So that shouldn't be a problem. But Fast and Furious is where there should be no problem. He ought to know. And for him to cavalierly go back and say, well, I asked the Inspector General to look into it. People have been killed because of this program, and he doesn't go back and do anything but, well, you know, I asked the Inspector General to look. Well, he should have gone back and said, who knew? Yeah. And since there's information that they have, that we know they have, that says the people immediately under him knew about Fast and Furious, it's time to cut out the search. Give us the information they have.
Some specifics that you brought up in the testimony on Thursday. Who authorized this? That's the big question here. And you've told Lou Dobbs the other night on the show that Eric Holder has to go. So you're still holding by that the Attorney General has to go. And the big answer that you're still looking for is who authorized this? And it's not been revealed in the thousands of documents you guys have received yet?
Exactly, and yet there is a whistleblower inside, and we got more than one whistleblower inside. We know it goes to the highest level, and it's time they came clean, but it shouldn't take anything to figure out who authorized it. And so one of two things, either he's the most incompetent Attorney General ever and doesn't really care and can't figure out exactly who ordered the release of guns to international criminals, or he knew himself. Either way, he's got to go.
I hate to interrupt you, but I want to ask you, are you satisfied with the way Speaker John Boehner has handled the contempt of Congress charges, allegations toward the Attorney General, or do you need something more?
Well, there ought to have been contempt already, and I'm hoping that that's where we're about to get, because it's been over a year, and no Justice Department would put up with a witness that had information dragging his feet like this. They'd already had him under the jail. We should have gone a lot farther by now, but I was encouraged this week for the Speaker to say, we're going to demand accountability. Well, it's about time. Let's get it done.
All right.
It shouldn't have taken this long. And please understand, some people say this is partisan. Look, when George Bush was president, I called over to his chief of staff and said, your Attorney General has got to go. This is outrageous on the NSL abuses. And so I would hope that we'll have Democrats that are as bipartisan as I was. When you see a problem, demand a solution. Don't just keep trying to cover for the guy that created the problem.
Always great to see you. We are out of time, but great to see you, Congressman Louie Gohmert. Thanks for joining us this morning from Texas.
More Fox
being with you. Thank you.
Thanks so much. In 2 minutes.